Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Marc Guehi decides his next move after being left furious at Liverpool transfer collapse. Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi has been forced to stay with the club after they pulled the plug on his £35 million deadline day transfer to Liverpool at the last minute. Marc Guehi is planning to leave Crystal Palace as a free agent next summer after seeing his deadline day move to Liverpool blocked. Guehi had expected to join Liverpool on Monday after Palace chairman Steve Parish accepted a £35 million offer for the centre-back. But, despite completing a medical in London and having a private jet booked to whisk him to Merseyside, the deal fell apart. Parish changed his mind at the last minute after Palace manager Oliver Glasner threatened to resign. Glasner had made it clear for weeks that Guehi could not be sold without a replacement arriving and was willing to walk on principle. Ultimately, the Palace boss got his way, but he has been left with an extremely angry Guehi, who feels let down by his club and is now considering giving up the captaincy. The 25-year-old defender has been praised for his professionalism during the saga, having continued to play and concentrate on football. He played and scored in the 3-0 win over Aston Villa on Sunday, which he believed would be his final game for the club. But having joined up with England for the international break at St George's Park, he has decided his next step, according to the Times. Guehi has decided to resist any suggestion of signing a new contract with Palace, who he has represented since July 2021. He plans to deprive them of earning a transfer fee by leaving as a free agent when his contract expires on July 1, 2026, rather than departing in the January transfer window. That is exactly the eventuality that Parish had been keen to avoid initially. The co-owner and chairman had been open about the need for Palace to consider their financial reality and sanctioned the £67.5 million sale of Ekitike to Arsenal. He also knew that Monday represented the last chance for the club to bring in a decent fee for Guehi. If Marc wants to sign a new contract, then he can stay. Parish said after the 1-0 win over Fredrikstad in the Conference League playoffs. It's a difficult situation. Everyone has to sell players to comply with the rules. That's a situation that we will have to look at in the next 11 days. However, Palace failed to secure a direct replacement for Guehi, which enraged Glasner. The club thought they had agreed a loan move with Brighton for Igor Julio, but the Brazilian ended up choosing West Ham instead. After showing an interest in Manchester City's Manuel Akanji, Monaco's Mohamed Salisu and Rennes' Jeremy Jacquet, they signed Toulouse's 19-year-old defender JD Canvet for £21 million. Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our second news is Liverpool's top 10 most expensive signings ever. Hugo, Ekitike and Florian Wirtz join list and Alexander Isak bid compared. Liverpool won the Premier League title at a canter with 4 games to spare in 2024-25, and they have wasted no time in bolstering the squad with a series of big-money additions. The Reds pushed the boat out to sign 22-year-old playmaker Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen for a fee that could rise to £116 million, a then club and country record transfer. 1. Alexander Isak, £125 million, Newcastle United, September 1, 2025. At the pinnacle of Liverpool's transfer history sits Alexander Isak, whose move from Newcastle on September 1, 2025, smashed British transfer records at £125 million. The deal's settlement marked an intense saga. Isak reportedly struck and skipped pre-season, even training with former club Real Sociedad, until Liverpool secured their target. The transfer triggered mixed reactions. Critics condemned his methods. But former striker Troy Deeney argued such tactics, often orchestrated by agents, are a familiar route to forcing transfers. In Swedish media, AIK, Isak's youth club, celebrated a significant solidarity payment, though they emphasized pride over profits. Aftonbladet. Observers like ex-player Bojan Krkic denounced the extravagance of paying over £80 million, citing Liverpool's dialed-up spending, including £150 million for Isak and £125 million for Wirtz, as a worrying trend. Florian Wirtz, £116 million, Bayer Leverkusen, June 20, 2025. Florian Wirtz joins the list as the second most expensive acquisition. His switch from Bayer Leverkusen to Liverpool cost around £116 million, possibly rising further when add-ons are activated. The deal also broke the Bundesliga's record and signaled Liverpool's rising boldness in the market. Wikipedia. Wirtz made an immediate impact, assisting in a Community Shield draw and entering as a key midfield asset for Slot's high-paced system. Virgil van Dijk, £75 million, Southampton, January 2018. A transformative defender, Van Dijk arrived from Southampton for £75 million, a world record fee for a defender at the time. His leadership and composure at the back helped Liverpool reclaim defensive solidity and European dominance. Hugo Ekitike, up to £79 million, Eintracht Frankfurt, July 2025. Rising to Liverpool's third most expensive signing, Hugo Ekitike arrived in July 2025 in a structured deal, £69 million upfront, rising to £79 million with add-ons. Ekitike's prior season tally, 22 goals and 12 assists in 48 appearances, infused him with high expectations. A versatile forward, capable of operating as a number 9, second striker, or on the wing, he garnered comparisons to ex-Red star Roberto Firmino and was seen as a solution amid frustrations over Isak's availability. Critics, however, questioned Liverpool's gamble, labeling the price tag outrageous for someone perceived as raw and untested in the Premier League. Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our third news is Liverpool's contract watch. Who's free in 2026 and 2027? With the dawn of the Arne Slot era and a summer of record-breaking signings, Liverpool's focus now pivots to another challenge, securing the futures of key personnel. Long-term planning requires more than big names, it hinges on retaining continuity, experience, and identity. Here is a detailed breakdown of who will be out of contract in the summer of 2026 and 2027, and the strategic decisions at stake. Expiring in summer 2026. According to Sports Mole, 3 senior players enter the final year of their contracts heading into the 2025-26 season: Ibrahima Konate, Andrew Robertson, and Rhys Williams. Football Transfers adds clarity to this list while expanding it slightly. Ibrahima Konate, centre-back, contract runs until June 30, 2026. Andrew Robertson, left-back, contract runs until June 30, 2026. Caoimhin Kelleher, goalkeeper, same June 30, 2026 expiry. Rhys Williams, centre-back, also June 2026. Ben Doak, forward, loan, June 2026. This aligns well with other sources. This is Anfield and Liverpool.com, which similarly list the same names under the 2026 bracket. Ibrahima Konate, centre-back. Age, 26. Contract expires June 2026. Background: a powerful presence in Liverpool's defense, Konate's deal enters its final year amid reported interest from Real Madrid and PSG. Discussions for an extension are ongoing but challenging. He represents a crossroads: either renew or risk losing him on a free transfer. Selling now versus retaining long-term is a delicate balance. Andrew Robertson, left-back. Age, 31. Contract expires June 2026. Insights: Robertson's age and recent injury struggles have sparked speculation. There may be justification for a shorter renewal, or a phased transition toward Milos Kerkez. Grinding out extension talks or allowing a graceful exit is on Liverpool's agenda. Caoimhin Kelleher, goalkeeper. Age, 25. Contract expires June 2026. Role: generally the backup to Alisson, Kelleher's fate depends on whether Liverpool see him as succession or source funds. Rhys Williams, centre-back/loaned. Age, 24. Contract expires June 2026. Status: having had limited impact and time out on loan, Williams seems unlikely to feature in long-term plans. He may leave permanently around contract expiry. Ben Doak, forward on loan. Age, 18-19. Contract expires, June 2026. Notes, a highly rated youth talent, currently on loan. Liverpool will need to decide whether to integrate him or move him on. Expiring in summer 2027. The 2027 expiration list is longer and includes several core players, some cornerstone performers, others emerging talents. From Football Transfers and corroborated by This Is Anfield and other squad breakdowns, players whose deals run until June 30, 2027 include Alisson, goalkeeper. Joe Gomez, centre-back. Kostas Tsimikas, left-back. Connor Bradley, right-back. Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Wataru Endo, Stefan Bajcetic, midfielders. Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our fourth news is Arsenal star striker comes to Alexander Isak's defense after Liverpool transfer saga. Arsenal striker Viktor Gyökeres offered his thoughts on the player power debate. The start of the first international break of the season comes in the immediate aftermath of Liverpool completing the Premier League record transfer of Alexander Isak. Isak inked his Liverpool contract on deadline day and then travelled to join Sweden's camp for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. There, he met up with fellow centre-forward Viktor Gyökeres, who also completed a blockbuster move to Arsenal earlier in the summer. With Isak's move having only been made official a day prior, putting an end to the biggest transfer saga of the summer, it's still a major topic of conversation. In an interview, Gyökeres admitted he congratulated him on the move. Later, Gyökeres was asked to give his opinion on player power, players forcing their way out of a club, which has become a big talking point this summer. "I think the clubs have the most power," Gyökeres said. "It's maybe difficult for the players to choose in a lot of cases. When it's a player that's not wanted in a club, it's the total opposite. He doesn't have any power and the club can literally do whatever they want with the player. It's difficult, but it's how the situation is." Newcastle United were adamant on keeping Isak despite the player making his desire to join Liverpool abundantly clear. After training by himself for a month, Isak finally got his dream move to Anfield. Gyökeres went through a similar situation, so he's clearly speaking with knowledge. Before joining Arsenal, Sporting CP made it hard for the Gunners to complete the transfer, with the striker's agent eventually accusing his former club for disrespecting Gyökeres in the negotiations. The pair of Swedes were two of the most coveted strikers in the transfer window, with major European clubs vying for their services. In the end, both players landed at the destinations they wanted. Gyökeres and Isak have scored 31 goals between them for the national team, and they'll begin their World Cup qualifier journey when they visit Slovenia on Friday. Then, the pair will return to their respective clubs, where they'll be on opposite sides of the Premier League title race. Teammates with their country, rivals with their clubs. Liverpool's summer transfer window was full of twists. Marc Guehi furious after his move collapsed, Alexander Isak saga sparks huge debate, and record-breaking signings like Hugo, Ekitike and Florian Wirtz join the Reds' most expensive list. We also break down expiring contracts in 2026-27, Arne Slot's window analysis, and a heartfelt farewell message from a record signing. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fifth news is Liverpool transfer analysis. Was the summer window a success for Arne Slot's side after Alexander Isak deadline deal? Liverpool spent more than any other club have in a single transfer window in the history of football, and their team has significantly changed from their title-winning squad of last season. Having spent in the region of £450 million this summer, inclusive of add-ons, the Merseysiders set the record for the most money ever spent in one window. Liverpool's latest signing was Alexander Isak on transfer deadline day, and his arrival took the Reds' total number of incomings to 9. The club's activity in the market this summer is a stark contrast to their business in 2024, when their only first-team addition was the £10 million signing of Federico Chiesa, who started just once in the top flight in 2024-25. Here, Sports Mole analyses Liverpool's incomings and outgoings, and assesses whether the summer transfer window has been a success. Liverpool's first-team incomings this summer window. The bulk of Liverpool's outlay this summer was in the forward line, with Florian Wirtz, Isak and Hugo Ekitike all arriving at Anfield, and the former two commanded fees in excess of £100 million. Slot's side were the Premier League's leading scorers in 2024-25, having netted 86 times, 14 more than third-placed Manchester City and 17 more than second-placed Arsenal. While many might have raised eyebrows at the decision to spend so heavily in forward areas, the club have likely sanctioned such deals in preparation for Mohamed Salah's eventual exit. The Egyptian scored 29 goals and provided 18 assists in the league last term, but considering he is 33 years old, there is a risk of decline in the coming campaigns. Despite the focus on strengthening up front, the club have also signed fullbacks Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez, who are both athletic ball carriers capable of contributing in the final third. Kerkez was arguably the best left-back in the Premier League in 2024-25, while Frimpong played a key role in Bayer Leverkusen's title-winning season of 2023-24. Centre-back Giovanni Leoni was also signed this summer, and the 18-year-old could have been brought to Anfield as an eventual successor to Virgil van Dijk, who is 34 years old. Unfortunately for Slot, a deal for central defender Marc Guehi failed to materialize on deadline day, though the Dutch boss will still be able to call upon Joe Gomez, Ibrahima Konate, Van Dijk and Leoni in 2025-26. Perhaps the most high-profile exit from Anfield was Trent Alexander-Arnold, who left to join Real Madrid after Liverpool accepted a £10 million offer with just a month left on his contract. The defender was not the only backline departure, given centre-back Jarell Quansah was sold to Bayer Leverkusen, while left-back Kostas Tsimikas joined Roma on loan. Backup goalkeeper Kevin Kelleher often deputised for Alisson Becker, but he was signed by Brentford this summer. Stay tuned for more updates and don't miss subscribe. Our last news is, forever grateful, Liverpool record signings, parting words for former club after bitter exit. Alexander Isak says he will be forever grateful to former club Newcastle following his British record £125 million, $256.8 million Australian dollars, switched to Liverpool on transfer deadline day. The 25-year-old striker joined Arne Slot's Premier League champions on Monday on a 6-year deal. Isak switched to Anfield ends a prolonged saga after he effectively went on strike while searching for a move. He did not feature in Newcastle's pre-season or their opening 3 Premier League fixtures. Newcastle fans turned on former favourite Isak in his absence. "We don't care about Isak," they chanted during Saturday's goalless draw at Leeds United. "He don't care about me, all we care about is NUFC." The Sweden forward scored 54 times in 86 league appearances during his time at St James' Park and struck in the League Cup final earlier this year as the Magpies clinched their first major piece of silverware for 56 years. "I want to express my gratitude to my teammates, the staff, and above all, the city of Newcastle and all the amazing supporters for the 3 unforgettable years we shared together," Isak said in a statement on Instagram. "Together, we have written history and brought the club to the place where it truly belongs. It has been an honor to be part of the journey." He added, "Forever grateful. Thank you, Newcastle." Newcastle brought in Germany international forward Nick Woltmade and DR Congo forward Yoane Wissa during the window. The Magpies issued a short statement on Monday following Isak's departure. "Newcastle can announce the sale of striker Alexander Isak to Liverpool for a significant British record transfer fee," the statement said. The Sweden international joined the Magpies from Real Sociedad in 2022 and made 109 appearances in all competitions. Football's transfer window has slammed shut with multiple massive moves sealed on deadline day that could have a major say on how the English Premier League unfolds this season. The biggest drama of the transfer period was resolved for a record fee at the death knock, but that did not mean every deal got done, with some big clubs still left with gaping holes in their squad. Below is a comprehensive list of every club's ins and outs with every team's transfer window graded. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.